Southwest Utah is home to Bryce Canyon National Park, an American national park. The park's main attraction is Bryce Canyon, a group of enormous natural amphitheaters on the eastern side of the Paunsaugunt Plateau. Despite its name, Bryce Canyon is not a canyon. Geological formations known as hoodoos, created by stream erosion and frost weathering of sedimentary rocks from river and lake beds, are what make Bryce unique. Park visitors can enjoy breathtaking vistas of the rock's red, orange, and white hues. In comparison to neighboring Zion National Park, Bryce Canyon National Park is substantially smaller and located at a higher elevation. The Bryce Rim ranges a height from 8,000 to 9,000 feet, 2,400 to 2,700 m. After Ebenezer Bryce, who homesteaded in the region in 1874, the Bryce Canyon region was established by Mormon pioneers in the 1850s. President Warren G. Harding first designated the region surrounding Bryce Canyon as a national monument in 1923. In 1928, Congress reclassified the area as a national park. Due in large part to Bryce's more distant location, the park draws significantly fewer visitors than Zion National Park, almost 4.3 million in 2016, or Grand Canyon National Park, nearly 6 million in 2016. The park is 35,835 acres, 55.992 square miles, 14,502 hectares, 145.02 square kilometers in size. 2,679,478 recreational travelers visited Bryce Canyon in 2018, an increase of 107,794 visits over 2017. Technically, Bryce Canyon is not a canyon because it was not created by erosion that was started by a central stream. Instead, the Paunsaugunt Plateau's Cenozoic-aged rocks have undergone extensive amphitheater-shaped erosion. Hoodoos, which can reach heights of 200 feet, 60 meters, are delicate, colorful pinnacles that are the consequence of this erosion. Within the park, a network of amphitheaters stretches over 20 miles, 30 kilometers from north to south. The greatest measures 12 miles, 19 kilometers long, 3 miles, 5 kilometers broad, and 800 feet, 240 meters deep. It is called Bryce Amphitheater. In Cedar Breaks National Monument, 25 miles, 40 kilometers to the west on the Markagunt Plateau, there is a close illustration of amphitheaters with hoodoos in the same formation but at a higher elevation. The climate in Bryce Canyon National Park is classified as continental, with warm, dry summers according to the Köppen climate classification system. DSB climates are identified by the following characteristics. Their coldest month has an average mean temperature below 32 degrees Fahrenheit 0 degrees Celsius. All months have an average mean temperature below 71.6 degrees Fahrenheit 22 degrees Celsius. At least 4 months have an average mean temperature above 50 degrees Fahrenheit 10 degrees Celsius. And the wettest winter month has 3 times as much precipitation as the driest summer month. At the visitor center, the plant hardiness zone is 5B, and the average annual extreme minimum air temperature is 10.0 degrees Fahrenheit 23.3 degrees Celsius. Bryce Canyon National Park, a constantly evolving landscape of towering pinnacles, deep chasms, lofty woodlands, and stone forests, is located 4 hours northeast of Las Vegas on the edge of Utah's tall Paunsaugunt Plateau. This untamed scene of sand, stone, and sky is not a canyon, despite its name. It is a group of natural amphitheaters that were created 16 million years ago by enormous movements of the Earth's crust. Since then, the relentless forces of water, wind, and frost have etched the hoodoos, fens, and hollows that dot this alien landscape. Numerous Native American groups, most recently the Southern Paiute, have been hunting and gathering on the plateau for thousands of years. Ebenezer Bryce, a Mormon pioneer who started ranching in the region in 1870, gave the park its name. The cattlemen encountered difficulties because to the geological labyrinth, and Ebenezer quickly relocated, famously saying that the amphitheater was a horrible place to lose a cow. The majority of tourists begin their voyage at Old Bryce Town, where they can stock up on supplies and experience the culture of the Wild West. Get all the information you need about Bryce Canyon, from maps and itinerary planners to road and weather updates, by traveling into the heart of the park and stopping by the visitor center. Follow the Bryce Canyon Scenic Drive, which circles the entire park from here. Most trailheads and views are on the eastern side of the road, thus many motorists proceed south first to avoid having to cross the street at each rest stop on the way back. You can drive along at your own pace or hop on the regular shuttle bus that runs all summer long. Park your car at Rainbow Point, then stand on the lookout and look north at the impressive terrain that opens up before you. Then, as you continue on the Bristlecone Loop to Yovimpa Point, the park's highest viewpoint, you will be enveloped in the crisp aroma of spruce and fir. When the weather is clear, you can see the grand staircase stretching out in front of you all the way to Arizona's border and the edge of Grand Canyon National Park. After starting your return trip north, stop at Black Birch Canyon for more breathtaking views. Here, the earth below plunges into a confined canyon that is surrounded by sandstone fens and hoodoos, or eroded rock pillars. Every vantage point along the beautiful drive offers a fresh and breathtaking glimpse of the ethereal environment of the park. Continue north to the Ponderosa and Agua Canyons to find even more enormous monuments that have been carved by the hands of time. Legend among the southern Paiute claims that the canyon previously housed a race of egotistical, rude animals. They were all cast to stone by the trickster god Coyote out of frustration, and their preserved bodies later created the spooky hoodoos that cover these amphitheaters. The plateau is a canvas that Mother Nature constantly changes, therefore her work is never finished. Even the most imposing structures are susceptible to her relentless hands. View the arch at Natural Bridge, which was once a solid rock wall that had been steadily eroded away by the passage of time. Take in the breathtaking panoramas of Bryce Canyon and Grand Staircase National Monument 5 more minutes further north at the appropriately called Far View Point. When you're ready for even more breathtaking views, take the short trail to Piracy Point. Stand atop the rim of Bryce Canyon, the park's namesake, in a stunning 6-square-mile amphitheater a bit further north. There are numerous vantage locations along its edge that may be reached by automobile and shuttle, as well as by hiking the entire or a portion of the challenging 11-mile rim trail. To Bryce Point, look west toward the canyon's window-lined wall and downward at a maze of orange shimmering drip castles. Then, continue on the rim route past centuries-old bristlecone and ponderosa pines until you reach Inspiration Point's steep cliff face. The rim trail can be continued, or you can drive to Sunset Point and gaze over a sea of angular, scarlet spires. The well-known Navajo Loop Trail enters the amphitheater by descending via a series of imposing fens and pinnacles from Sunset Point. Make your way past the Silent City, a quiet cluster of hoodoos, and into the towering tunnel of Wall Street. Extend your hike on the Queen's Garden Trail if you have the time. Wander through ethereal tunnels to a group of hoodoos, where a formation that eerily resembles Queen Victoria rules over her stone garden. Next, start hiking the rim trail up to Sunrise Point. You can also take the paved portion of the rim trail from Sunset Point to Sunrise Point if you don't want to descend into the amphitheater. Some of the most breathtaking views of Bryce Canyon can be found along this stretch of the trail, which is accessible to wheelchairs and strollers. You will be able to see the results of hundreds of millions of years' worth of effort in a single glimpse as you look out at this constantly shifting canvas of coral fens, terracotta cliff faces, and sunset-colored spires. There is something very humbling and liberating about being made to feel small by this place's amazing vastness. Come to Bryce Canyon National Park to stand on nature's mighty shoulders and stroll beneath the shadows of enormous trees.